anyone who is threatening any form of unrest, they will be followed up and they will be arrested. Those are people who belong in jail.
Black South Africans, we are being surpassed by foreigners here in South Africa. And despite the fact that they may have came in illegally or legally, at the end of the day, they do some things that are actually legal, that are recognized as legal, and there's no crime to what they are doing. And they are surpassing us.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra and this is Sandie's Joyful Space. So the president of South Africa has spoken and he said in a speech that any South Africa who attacks foreigners will be arrested. And also some South Africans also give their 2 cents about the recent happenings in South Africa. I will allow you guys to watch the videos.
We've been hearing that, and I just want to make it very clear to anyone who is threatening any form of unrest, they will be followed up and they will be arrested. Those are people who belong in jail. Those are people who are the enemies of our democracy. The people of South Africa value this hard-won democracy and they don't want any form of instability, and we've always followed the rule of law. When you are dissatisfied with any decision, be it a government decision, the president's decision, a minister's decision, even a court's decision, there are ways in which all those complaints can be followed up. So for anyone to say that if this does not happen, they are going to have instability, it's against the will of the people of South Africa. And I can promise you, those people will be followed up. We will arrest them. And they do not belong as part of the South African community that wants stability. That is going to happen.
Black South Africans, we are being surpassed by foreigners here in South Africa. And here's the thing, this is not a conversation where we are talking about Mabahambe, they should not be here, they should go back to their countries. But it's more of a wake-up call for us, you know. Let's say you are watching this alone. This is a conversation between me and you. We need to wake up, all right? Other Africans come here to South Africa and they build their lives. Let's not look at the people who are doing illegal things, because there are some people who are doing things legally in the country. Despite the fact that they may have came in illegally or legally, at the end of the day, they do some things that are actually legal, that are recognized as legal, and there's no crime to what they are doing. And they are surpassing us, South Africans. And I have to be intentional because I'm particularly talking to black people, black South Africans, because I think above all, we are the ones that complain the most about foreigners, right? And rightfully so, we do. But we also have to look at the other side of things. And this other side of things is where people don't want to be honest with themselves, with each other. Pay attention to any township, whatever township that you live in South Africa, as you are watching this video. Look at the people who are now taking over the township economy, who are running things in the township economy. It is foreigners. And not just in the tuck shop sector, because when people think township economy, they think just tuck shops. But there is more to the township economy. There is services that are essential to township dwellers. You know, let's say workshop businesses, mechanics. Most of the mechanics, in my experience here in Gauteng, most of the mechanics who are actually growing their businesses, whether it be at a proper workshop or at what you call a bush mechanic, or in someone's yard that they are renting, or a free plot that they are renting, most of those people there are actually foreigners. This is a conversation we have to have. And my issue is, when it comes to this thing of saying, hey, Mabahambe, they should not be in the country, hey, let's get rid of foreigners, hey, we will tutula them and whatever. My issue is, yes, that gets done. After it's done, then what? Are you all of a sudden going to have the skills? Are you all of a sudden going to open the businesses that you have a problem being ran by foreigners? Are you all of a sudden going to get jobs that you think they are stealing from you? Or are you still going to hold on to the same kind of pride that many South Africans are holding on to? Because there is this thing of not wanting to do particular kinds of jobs because they are too dirty, until people are way too desperate to be too choosy. And that is a pride that we actually cannot afford, and we think that we can afford it, but that is a pride that we cannot afford at all. It's doing us no good. It's doing none of us any good. Instead, what it does, we behave like academics who are not financially successful. When they see people who are not academics, people who did not get as educated as they are, financially doing well, they judge them as though that's financial success is nothing. They want to diminish it as if it's nothing, but that is something. But because they did not attain that financial success through academics, they want to invalidate it. They want to treat it as though it's nothing, which again, it's pride, it's stupid, it's arrogance, and we South Africans, we have that. We need to change. We absolutely need to change.
We've had an influx of illegal immigrants in the country, and we realize that the damage that's being done is growing more and more every day. And as citizens of the country, it's becoming a worry for us because we feel like the elections have just happened, and we know most of the things that citizens complain about will mostly happen after elections or pre-elections when politicians are looking for votes. But meantime, we're the ones that are suffering the daily struggles of people who are coming into the country undocumented. We feel like our government has actually stripped away South Africans of their pride. When you feel like you're in your country, but you are the one that's naked because there are other people who are just looking at you as if you are nothing. We get mocked constantly on social media by visitors from outside. We don't have a problem with visitors. We keep saying this, but you can't have millions and millions of people that you don't know who they are. You have them in different countries just blocking the country to do as they please. And they turn around and they say, we're the ones that are xenophobic. So it's becoming a worry for us that we no longer care about being labeled as xenophobic. Right now, it's time for us as ordinary citizens of South Africa to take a stand.
I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned xenophobia, as well as government feeling that you are being betrayed by government. With this march being held here today, what makes you think that things are going to change? Because this has been going on for quite some time, Jacinta. Where do you think the government is lacking or failing?
The nice thing about today is that it's not the end, it's just the beginning. And we know with every single fight, it has to start somewhere. And we're starting today and we're saying that we're making our voices heard because we always get accused of sitting behind our phones and not doing anything. It's the same reason why South Africans are not getting jobs, because we're constantly being told South Africans are lazy, South Africans don't want to do anything, when there's millions and millions of South Africans who are out there trying to make a difference for themselves, but they just don't have the means because everything is being taken by people that we don't even know who. They don't even contribute to the economy. Next thing, VAT is increasing. Next thing, we've got drugs, we've got everything going wrong in this country. And there's nobody who's actually paying attention to ordinary South Africans because politicians are busy worried with who's fighting who's this, and who's really paying attention to what South Africans want and the needs of South Africans every day. I made this example yesterday that we talk about Hillbrow, we talk about Khoi here in Durban, but how many of our politicians would be brave enough to actually walk there as ordinary South Africans do? Would they be able to walk there and go through the experience that normal South Africans go through? I doubt it very much.
And you're touching on the point of safety in the CBD now. Is this march going to be a safe one? Because there has been also concerns around the safety when it comes to this particular protest.
Well, if it's not safe, it'll definitely not be because of South Africans. It'll definitely be because some random person who we don't know, who doesn't have an identity, decides that they want to make it something else. Because all of us here have names, we've got surnames, we've got IDs. You can easily identify us. If we do something wrong, you can find us. But the problem that we're talking about, if anything goes wrong today, the fear doesn't come from us. It it comes from people who are going to start causing problems, and our government might have a problem even tracing them because they don't know who they are.
Wow. So guys, you've heard the president of South Africa. He has given his opinion, his 2 cents about the issue. And I don't know if threatening to arrest the people is the right course to go about it, because South Africans are actually, some of them who are in this cause, who are fighting for this Dudula cause, some of them are actually, very relentless, and I don't know if maybe threatening to arrest them is going to be the best solution or is going to yield positive results. That I cannot say, but I believe the president should know his people better than any other person. So if he is saying, anyone who attacks foreigners will be arrested, maybe he has a plan. Maybe he knows that will be the best course of action. Maybe he thinks that will be the only solution to the issue, which I myself am not sure about. I don't know if, attacking them like that would actually make them stop or just ravish the whole situation. I'm not sure about that. I want you guys to drop in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think the president's speech and him saying arresting South Africans who are, attacking foreigners is the best call of action? I understand when it gets to the point of violence, that is different. Yeah, if you are, going violent on someone, definitely the law has to take its course. But I don't know if what he meant by attack is like, just telling them to leave the country or actually pushing it further, becoming violent. Yeah, so you just drop in the comment section if you think what he said is the right thing and that would be the lasting solution to the whole issue at hand. And guys, well, the other people who spoke, they spoke their mind. That guy was actually saying South Africans should remove their pride and just try to do any work that they think they can do, because the foreigners are doing these jobs that South Africans feel too big to actually do, and at the end of the day they complain that there's no job for South Africans, and that is the problem. The jobs that they are doing and making money, they are becoming successful in it. You don't want to do it, you are not ready to do it, and when they are doing it, the foreigners, you get angry that they are making money from it. Well, I'm not in South Africa, I don't know the details of that, but that was the angle he was coming from. And well, if that's the case, then I think maybe South Africans should also unveil themselves to do more of these jobs. Yeah, but the other lady who spoke also said something. She said that it's not like South Africans don't want to do these jobs, but foreigners have infiltrated these jobs that there is no space for them. There's actually, even if they are ready, even if they say, okay, we are ready to do any job, we are ready to do anything, there is no space for them anymore. And that is what is getting them, angry. It's not like they are being lazy. It's not like they are being, too big. They are feeling too big to do certain jobs. But it's just that they are not getting the jobs. Everywhere is shocked. Everywhere is, filled with foreigners doing all type and manner of jobs, and they don't have any space. Be it in the, lower sector where you think, oh, these jobs are too low for South Africans. There's even no space for them there. And when they even go higher up, there's no space. So in all this, they need to, react. They need to speak up their mind, and they need to also voice out their pain and frustration. If that's the case, then they actually have a point, because if there's no space for them, no room for them, everywhere is shocked, then the government have to look at the situation. And if removing illegal foreigners would help to, at least make things better, try to create more jobs for people. Not so, guys, I don't know, what do you think about this whole issue? It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot to talk about. It's a whole lot to, just digest. Yeah, and this is a very sensitive topic, so I would love to know your opinion in the comment section, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.